Club is awesome. It's like my favorite part of the week. You go there, I mean, it's just a party. You're with everybody, you're hanging out. It's just really awesome. Everybody gets to know each other. We sit down at the end, we have a Bible study. Like, people that don't even normally like talk about Jesus, like hear about it. They might talk about it, they might not. I mean, it's just awesome. It's something everybody can look forward to.
Before I came into Young Life, I kind of just went to church occasionally because I had to. I had no walk with God. I was just a problem child, basically. And my friends invited me to Young Life, and I kind of just found a home and realized that I needed to stop doing what I was doing and start, growing with God and just, praying and reading my Bible.
I feel like Young Life gives everyone the opportunity not to be judged, not to be, looked upon negatively. It just gives them the opportunity to be themselves, and just because they know that, they come there for the right reasons, to worship and to grow with God, and that's all that they need to focus on.
Young Life is something that I was involved with in high school that I would say completely changed my life. I was already a believer at the time, but whenever I came into Young Life and got a Young Life leader and felt just love for the first time without any kind of reason, I guess you could say, Cam Irby came up to me, gave me a huge hug, and didn't even know my name yet. And even though that I was a believer, it still meant so much to me that this person I didn't even know came up and gave me a hug.
Even though your week might be really bad, like if your weekend was terrible, or if you know that the week of school you're about to go into is gonna be really bad and hard, you feel like, you know what? I had Young Life on Monday, it's gonna be okay, God's there for me, I have my friends for me, and we'll be good.
Club is controlled chaos. Club is the day of the week where kids can just kind of let their hair down and just come and enjoy friends, enjoy fun, enjoy games, and eventually hear a little bit about Jesus. But the way we structure that is in a way that they can literally just almost put blindfolds on and just have ridiculous fun, act crazy, and act uncontrollable. And for some reason, it's accepted at Young Life because you just act crazy. For me, it just is the way to approach a person who maybe is far from God, a kid that doesn't have any idea who this Jesus guy is, but they understand it and they get to hear it in a way that they come to love him and know him and realize that he wants what's best for them.
Oh boy, you got me.
My biggest takeaway from camp was probably that whatever you're going through, God's got your back. And I went into camp kind of going through a rough time, and I was kind of unsure when I was going to camp, and I was like, it's gonna be a drag, I'm not gonna have any fun. I hear it's the best week of my life, but I'm not gonna have any fun at all because I'm just going through such a rough spot. And so I went just kind of blind and not knowing. And I had a few friends that were going, but I really didn't know many people. And I got there and everyone was so welcoming, and everybody got so much closer during camp, and we just got to talk about our feelings during camp. And I realized that whatever I'm going through, it's not gonna matter because I've got people around me that love me, and God's always got my back.
A lot of the times, me being a Christian, you go through hard times, that's just, that comes with it. But going to camp, it kind of makes you realize after meeting everybody out of all these different states and cities and stuff, it's not just you who goes through hard spots and hard times in your life. And it's kind of cool to be instead of feeling alone, I can think of camp, I met all these people who have gone through things I have, and I don't know, kind of put a new perspective on it.
It's like if you took a regular camp and took all the bad parts out of it and multiplied all the good parts by 1,000,000, and then you have Young Life camp.
One of the best experience I had was this past summer with some wildlife girls. And I had been a part of wildlife, had started at Seen It Go, and had been about 2.5 years. And I knew that my chapter at wildlife was kind of coming to an end, and I have a new season was coming. And so I was just like, Lord, I want to see fruit. I just want to see fruit. And it's not because of me, I know it's you that, brings people and children and kids to Christ, but it was like, I just want to see the fruit. And I remember praying that at camp outside of our cabin before the girls woke up, and I just was like, all right, it's yours, but this is what I would love to see this. We go throughout the week just hearing the gospel message, and some of them hear it for the very first time. And I sat with the girls throughout the week towards the end, and you have these things called one-on-ones when you get to meet with your student, and you just get to talk about the week. And with the middle schooler, that could be 10 minutes where you're walking down to the dining hall saying, hey, how's the week been for you? And because, attention spans are a lot shorter, but I got to have pretty great full-on one-on-ones with these girls. And what was amazing is that three of them, the three that I had who did not know Jesus, came to me right at the beginning of the one-on-one and said, I want to say yes to Jesus forever. And I was like, what? Really? And I had walked with them for 2 years, and I had seen just the things that they had gone through, and that they had, the first time at camp had reservations. They're like, I don't know, I'll think about it. And then this time at camp, they're like, I want to say yes. When we got back on the bus, we were all yes to Jesus. And so I remember sitting on the bus after having that experience, and or actually right before I got on the bus, I was talking to one of the head leaders there, and I had told him my experience and what I had prayed for that week, and told him that this was going to be a transition time out for me. And he said, look at those girls. And I looked at him and he goes, there's your fruit.
Well, I was always really involved in the youth group growing up through church, and then it was actually one of our other Young Life leaders got me involved with it. He just invited me one night. It was really cool just to kind of see it's such a different atmosphere than your normal youth group, kind of getting along. You're a lot closer with the adults that are there. It's kind of more of a friendship than an authority figure sitting there talking to you. And being a Christian growing up, getting to see how it worked through people's lives in high school that weren't Christians, it just really kind of inspired me. So once I grew up, got out of high school, and I actually waited until after college, but just wanted to get in there and see if I could work through people's lives like I had seen it done in high school.
My favorite part about my relationship with my leader is I can talk to him about anything. It's basically talking to one of your best friends, but who aren't as stupid as you. So that's the best part of it. So you tell them about your stuff, and then whether they went through the same problems or know people that did, or just have a general idea of how to get out of that situation you're in, that's probably my favorite part about it. You can just talk to them about anything, and they won't judge you. They'll laugh about it with you.
It's a ministry that is about adults who are concerned about kids in a way that's, not just a spiritual leader, but a friend, a person that will love them where they are, and a person that will be their friend in spite of the dumb decisions that they'll make and the crazy things that they'll do because they're teenagers, and they'll love them through those times. And it's a leader who is concerned enough about that kid that they will earn the right to be heard, that they will go through all the moments where this kid is feeling like a failure, and they're feeling like they don't measure up, and a leader steps in and says, look, I love you right where you are, and they'll be there through all of the times of their life, and eventually earn that opportunity to talk to them about Jesus.
So at the time, I was working at a cheerleading and gymnastics gym, seeing middle school girls come through the door all the time, and I just started praying for these girls, and just felt like something in my heart was like wildlife. And I had heard about wildlife. It's pretty much the middle school version of Young Life. There are definitely a lot of differences as I learned as it started, but I just started praying about it, and I felt like the Lord was putting it on my heart to start Wildlife in Mansfield. And so it's I pretty much just told the Lord, this ministry is yours, and I'm just going to be a steward. And so help me be a good steward, and help me to just do what you want, So I just started meeting with these girls that were at this cheerleading gym, and it's crazy because the Lord just brought leaders. Out of nowhere. I didn't have to search for any of them. He brought them. He completely brought them, and what was cool is that they all just had a heart for middle school kids. And I've just seen the vision of what the Lord gave me just for Wildlife as being kind of that launch pad into Young Life and growing another ministry because of one starting up.
Campaigners is where we get to dig deeper into the Word. A lot of times on Monday nights, kids will come to us and be like, hey, I wish the messages were deeper, or hey, this and this and that, or I want to know more. And then that's when we get the opportunity as leaders to be like, okay, come to Campaigners. And they're like, what's that? And it's like, and we're like, it's where we have food, it's where we have fun, where we have games, it's where we dig deeper into the Word. And it's honestly just a good time because you just have sometimes anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 kids that show up at your house or wherever you decide to meet, and you really just get to know these kids individually on an individual basis as opposed to that big club setting.
I'd say it's important for high school students and then like people of high school age to come to Young Life because, I mean, one, it's just fun, and two, whether they know it or not, they're like in a good environment and hearing about the word of Jesus, and that's never a bad thing.
Young Life is a tool to be able to reach out to students. Ones who know Jesus, ones who don't know Jesus, it doesn't matter. You were made for this.